Module Achat Nikud Shalosh. Unit 1 Jonah story. God is looking for a prophet.
At this point in Unit 1, we're ready to begin the first episode of a serialized story that will stretch the remainder of the textbook. It's a fanciful development based loosely on the Jonah story you may be acquainted with in the Bible. Just as with the David story that you saw a few pages earlier, now with the Jonah story, this will give us a context where we can introduce key vocabulary and expressions that will enable us to read the Hebrew Bible. Take a moment to read over this brief introductory paragraph, then we'll move directly to the vocabulary, words for responding and words for hearing, and then introduce the story itself. Milim la'anot, words for responding. Evan, Evan.
Please notice the asterisk following the word stone. Whenever you encounter an asterisk in the context of a vocabulary list, whether words for responding or words for hearing, it can mean one of two things. Either it means this word is one that you have encountered before in this exact form. So in case you're making vocabulary cards, there's a real good likelihood you already have a card for this word. You don't need to make another one. Alternatively, an asterisk in the context of a vocabulary list may indicate that although you've not encountered this exact word, you've encountered one that's spelled similarly in the past. Consequently, for this word, you'll need to make a new vocabulary card, but the learning of it may be facilitated if you can recall the related meaning of a word spelled similarly. Suppose, for example, that in one unit you learned the vocabulary word for listen, the verb to listen, and later on you learn listener, or one who listens. In that case, the second occurrence, listener, one who listens, would be marked by an asterisk. This is indicating that while you need to memorize this as a new word, you have learned the underlying meaning of it earlier, and consequently it would be a little easier to remember this second word.
Ani, ani. Ani mevakesh. Ani mevakesh. This first expression would be appropriate for a man to say. If you were a woman, you would use this second expression. Ani mevakeshet. Ani mevakeshet. At, at. Ata, ata. Kos, kos. Lo, lo. Lechem, lechem. Navi, navi. Alecha le, alecha le. If you're a man, or if you're a woman, you would say alaich le, alaich le. Shnei na, shnei na. If you are asking a man, shni na, shni na. If you're asking a woman. Milim lishmoa, milim lishmoa. Words for hearing. Eineni chafetz, eineni chafetz. If you were a man. If you're a woman, you would say eineni chafetza, eineni chafetza. Lo avin, lo avin. Lech el, lech el. If you're addressing a man. But if you're addressing a woman, lechi el, lechi el. Lalechet el, lalechet el. Nineveh, nineveh. Kum, if addressing a man. Kum, Kumi, if addressing a woman. Kumi. Shave, if addressing a man. Shave. If addressing a woman, shavi. Shavi. Tarshish. Tarshish. This concludes the vocabulary needed to understand the Jonah episode found in Module 1.3. Before you begin to read the story itself, it would be a good idea not only to become comfortable with the vocabulary, but also the phrases, the expressions that you'll find in this brief story. In order to do that, I would encourage you to go directly to segment 1.3.aleph, which begins right after this story. Continue through all of the segments of Module 1.3, and then circle back to the Jonah episode that you find here.